Hi, what's going on, guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Nightmare Dungeon. A lot of news has came out within the past couple days, and I haven't covered it at all on the channel. So in today's video, we're going to compile all that and talk a little bit more about the Nightmare Dungeon, when it's going to come out, and how there's also not going to be a standard mode on release, which is kind of concerning depending on how you view it. So we'll talk all about that and give you guys my opinions. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Join Discord if you guys haven't. I appreciate everyone that's been joining Discord. I think we're closing in on like 700 members in the Discord if I last time I checked. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that's been joining. It's been a wild ride in Discord. So let's talk about the Nightmare, right? There's been a lot of information, whether it be teasers, whether it be just related to what's going to be coming out in the dungeon itself. I believe I have a picture of the Nightmare on my other monitor. We can pull that up. This is what the loading screen is going to be, from what my assumption is, because every time we load into a new area, we have a image, right? So I'm assuming this would be the Nightmare like loading screen. But if not, this might be a really sick area. I don't know. So we'll just have to wait to see when it comes to that. But the Nightmare will be releasing next week. Do I know the date? No. Can I make an assumption? Yeah, I'd say maybe Monday. Monday is like my best bet if I had to take a guess, but it could come out later in the week. Would I want it to come out on Monday? Not really, personally, but I mean if it comes out on Monday, it comes out on Monday. I'm leaning towards it, if anything like that. Hopefully it does come out later in the week, just because I can get more videos done. But let's be honest, I think it's probably going to come out Monday. And if it doesn't, I mean, I'm glad. So with the Nightmare, we have this image, of course, like I was talking about, and we do get some subtle hints at little things, because this is the effects of after the story finished. So after the story finished, basically that's where the Nightmare starts. It's like the effects after the ending of the arc. So we do see some subtle hints when it comes to the image itself. We do have Freddy's place, and we do have these giant arms in the back. I don't know what these giant arms could be. Maybe it's just for aesthetics, but it would be nice to just see the final boss of this dungeon have some sort of outside effect. I kind of like it when they do that type of stuff, where there's like outside combat mixing in with the combat itself. So sometimes there'll be like outer forces messing in with the fight. Hopefully we do see some sort of that in the final boss of this, but we have no clue what the final boss is for this dungeon. For all we know, it could be Freddy again. I kind of don't want it to be Freddy, just because we've already fought him so many times in the story, whether it be just an arcane tone or an after image. So many variants of Freddy. So there's that. But I don't know where this could be. I feel like this could be the Wobblegong territory. This could be somewhere else. I don't know exactly. I can't really tell, but this does look like the big area with all the mountains and stuff in the background. So there's that. But there's some other not images, but there's other things that we can talk about regarding the Nightmare. We do know that there is a timer. I did talk about this in the previous Nightmare video a while back about everything that we know, but there is a confirmed time now, which is 30 minutes. 30 minutes in challenge mode. Now, it's kind of like a mini raid, but they also don't want to call it a mini raid. I don't know how that makes sense, because it's using the raid timer, but also Beast Moon uses a timer, and we only have 30 minutes. And I don't know if killing bosses in the challenge mode will give us extra time. I don't know. I'm hoping that it does, or maybe there's something that we can get to increase the time. Don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And another thing is that it will be advanced combat on release, meaning there will only be challenge mode on release. And you might be wondering, well, Almond, how do you know this? Like, this isn't even confirmed or anything like that. Well, actually, it is confirmed. Ratbeard said it on his stream this morning. I've got people to DM me. Thank you, Court, for all the information. But Court let me know that there is a clip of Ratbeard saying it on stream. And also there is a clip of Calamity saying it on the recent KI Live. So there is some information, and I will post that right here.
So this is a new dungeon taking place after the events of Wallaroo called the Nightmare Dungeon. And the challenge mode of the dungeon will be coming next week.
I feel like I want to let folks know that it's looking like the dungeon will be challenge mode first. So And the main difference there really is, well, there's quite a few main differences, but the other piece of that is that it's going to be 4 players required for that. So be ready. If you have your dungeon warnings turned off, this is your dev reminder. So
now that we got the clips out the way, it's kind of concerning to see that only challenge mode is coming out on release. I don't know how this is going to affect the actual quest, because usually whenever we have challenge modes for anything, or at least from what my experience is that we have to complete the standard mode first. So I don't know how it's going to be once the standard mode actually comes out, if it's going to be glitchy or not, because it might say that, hey, you need to finish standard mode before finishing challenge mode. But if there's no standard mode, hopefully it just lets us bypass that and let us do challenge mode. I'm hoping that's the case, and I'm hoping that they actually tested that, because if not, it might be buggy on release, and I feel like that's like the concerning factor for a lot of us, that we don't want a buggy update, because that's why we kind of want test realms so players can test stuff. But this time around, there will not be a test realm. I've thought that there was going to be. I was kind of hoping for it, to be honest, but lo and behold, we do not have a test realm for this, so we're just gonna have to accept what's going to be coming out. There's also some other spell changes and everything like that, but I'm going to be covering that in a separate video. So we'll just have to see what happens, but it is going to be just only advanced combat on release. So if you do not want to do advanced combat, you might want to wait for the standard mode. I'll probably stream the challenge mode whenever it does come out, whenever the nightmare comes out, of course. I just got to find some people to do it with. So far, I got Eric Dream to help me. Don't know if anyone else I know is wanting to do it, but I don't want to quad box while streaming. So hopefully we get some more people and we can annihilate that dungeon. But there is some tech in there. So there is going to be different areas in that dungeon. Rapid has kind of talked about it on his stream, where there's different areas in the dungeon. So there's parts where you get split up. Now that's kind of an interesting thing to see, because you see this in like Destiny raids, you see this in like other games that do have quote unquote raids where you actually have to split up and conquer. I'm kind of glad that they're doing something like that with this dungeon, but we'll have to see how bad it is, right? Who knows? There's probably easy and difficult areas depending on your playstyle. So you might want the skilled players to go do the hard part, while like the non-skilled players go do the easy part, you know? So there's that. But there's also some mechanics from the Azteca raid going to be involved. I don't know if it's exactly some mechanics, but there are some mechanics regarding the Azteca raid going to be used in the raid. My only assumption is that they could be bringing back the Shabalba elemental stuff. When the Shabalba elemental stuff happened, is that you had to fill up the meter, and after you killed a bunch of Shabalba sprites, the meter would fill up and the Shabalba elemental will spawn. That's how it was back in Test Realm and back when it initially came out. Now it's just that you have to kill one sprite and the Shabalba elemental spawns, which is a big change from what it used to be. So I'm hoping that they reuse that meter system in the raid, where if we kill a certain amount of bosses or enemies, a boss will spawn, or a secret boss might spawn. Don't know. I'm praying that there's a secret boss in this dungeon, because if it's kind of like Tartarus and it's kind of like all these other dungeons like we had in Aquila, there's always a secret boss. I'm hoping there's a secret boss in the Nightmare Dungeon, and it would be kind of unique. Maybe he drops something unique, who knows, right? This is just my assumption. Also, this will, like I said, wrap up the ending for Arc 4, and it will give us teasers for Arc 5. We'll just have to see when it comes to that, because I haven't paid too much attention to the story mode as much as I want to, just because I've been quite busy. I just haven't had time to actually like quest through all my alts and just experience the story mode. But a lot of players said that it will continue the story for Arc 4 and the ending, and basically wrap it all up and give us a little bit of teasers for Arc 5. So that is interesting to see. Of course, there's a lot more information regarding the Nightmare, but I've already covered like 90% of it in the other Nightmare video I uploaded earlier this year. So definitely go check out that video if you guys want to see more about the Nightmare Dungeon. So that is it from me. Let me know your guys' opinion. Are you guys kind of upset that the standard mode is not coming out with the release of the Nightmare Dungeon? Or are you guys excited just to experience only challenge mode? I think just for the casual players, they're kind of upset because they're kind of have to do challenge mode till the standard mode comes out, or they can just wait for the standard mode to come out. I know myself, I like doing standard mode, but I do like to do a hint of challenge here and there. I mean, I do the raids, I do challenge mode whenever I can. So it'll be interesting just to run through the challenge mode, see how difficult it is, and see if I can actually cheese the challenge mode. Cam did say that it would be really interesting if I found out a cheese for the challenge mode, but he really thinks I can't find one. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I am limited on the cards I can use because it is, you know, advanced combat. There's everything that's PvP banned is not allowed in advanced combat. So that includes Incendiary, that does include Incendiary, and that does include a handful of cards. So we'll just have to wait and see what we can do in the Nightmare. So be on the lookout. I will definitely stream it whenever it does come out on the Twitch side of things, and hopefully we can beat it. But that is it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Join Discord if you guys haven't. I appreciate everyone that's been joining, and leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.